working on that is different and studying that is different. Okay, so that's why what happens, you'll get the right information, and whatever is right thing means important part over whatever is right, you'll get it over here. Okay, so what is the teaching style? Okay, see here, my teaching way is simple. Daily I take the revision, daily. Okay. Okay, that's a separate question. I'll discuss it later, Dinesh. I'll discuss it today's YouTube class also, and free class also, and paid class also, right? So I'll discuss it when we have this paid class. YouTube class is over. I'll discuss all these things, okay? Because we'll get ample time. Okay, yeah. So now, how will I be teaching? Remember this. Firstly, understand. Everyone, pay attention. Firstly, the total number of classes required for this ABM module A and C are around 52. 52. Those many classes are required around for ABM module A and C only. It is so huge. You have 2 months, right? So do not miss even a single class now, and we won't be missing even a single class. Okay, so that's why means no time pass over here, because we are having around 1 hour. So in 1 hour we have to complete the whatever is important over here. Okay, BND will be taken by Suprabha ma'am. Okay, Suprabha ma'am. Okay, so no time pass over here. We'll be focusing on the topic only. Clear? Number one. Number two, daily I do take the revision. For around 5 to 7 minutes, I take the daily revision. That revision is of at the initial only. When we start the batch, I take the revision first. 7 minutes is for revision. Those who are in BFM, they might be knowing it. So that will give you great lot of knowledge as such, and short knowledge as such. Now next, I'll be sharing with you some important questions, numeric means objective questions. Then I'll be sharing you important definitions, master PDF I call it, master PDF, and then certain numericals PDF. Okay, so all these three, master PDF, questions, question bank, as well as this numericals PDF, that will give you basically almost 70 to 80% of the questions from the exam. In exam, you'll see theory questions, the master PDF which I share that, and questions bank which I share that. Okay, so you'll be seeing that over here. So that's why you'll be getting it. And let's start now. No wastage of time, as I told you, because 52 classes are required, and we have almost 52 days only, isn't it? So that's why let's start immediately. Okay. So here, but the point over here is I'll be teaching you directly from the textbook, from your book. Why? Because the from your book. Otherwise, what happens if I teach you, go on giving you great gyan, knowledge, all these things, what this, that, thousand things, and the paper comes from your book, then what's the use? Your target is what? Your target is clearing the exam, right? For getting the knowledge, you contact me later. After the class, after 2 months, after your exam, you clear your CIB, you contact me, I'll give you 2 hours lecture on Gyan. Okay? But here we'll be focusing totally on the subject and as per the books. We'll be focusing as per the books only. Okay? Chalo, let's start. So see this. First chapter of yours is this definition of statistics, importance and limitations, data collection, classification and tabulation. This is your first chapter. This chapter will be covered in two lectures, today and tomorrow. Okay? Because it can't be covered in single lecture. Otherwise, it will be too fast and you won't understand anything. So statistical analysis of data can be comprised in four distinct phases. See here, four phases means how is the data comprised, means how is the data collected also and worked out also. So you'll be getting this in exam, you'll be getting it like this, the four phases. So only names are asked. They don't ask you any detail about these phases. One is collection of data. Second is classification and tabulation. Third is analysis of data. And fourth is interpretation. Now see this, understand these concepts. Although they don't ask you the definitions as such, but you must know. Collection of data means what? This is in the first stage of investigation, numerical data is collected from published or unpublished sources. That is primary or secondary. Now what is primary? Understand this. You need to understand this concept of primary and secondary data. See this. Let me make it yellow. Hold on. What is primary and secondary data? Very important part. Primary means what? Suppose, yeah, okay, I'll give you a simple example. You all guys are live in the class right now. So this is primary data. You're getting it directly from me. Secondary data means what? If you are getting the video courses, if you join the video courses, so that becomes the secondary data. Someone earlier it has been taken and then you are getting it again. Similarly, when you do the interview directly, we see in those TVs, televisions, election, this generally the polls, they ask the guys directly, means the guys who have voted, they ask them directly that primary data means whom do you feel will will become the winner or something like that. That is primary data. Secondary means what? It comes from the government publications generally. Suppose if you have done some survey and I use that survey, that will be considered as secondary. So it is already done by somebody. And what am I doing? I'm just using that data. Okay. So that is secondary data. Got it clear, everyone? Second is classification and tabulation. This is simple to understand. The raw data collected is to be represented properly for further calculation. So this data which I get in step number 1 is raw data. You know how the guys answer, they answer vaguely, isn't it? So that data is to be converted into information. Understand this important point. Always remember, this data means always raw data. Raw. It's always raw. Okay. And we convert this data into information. Information. Okay. We convert it into information. Means what? How do we convert it? We classify this. Whatever data is there, we classify it as per the age, as per the gender, as per the height, weight, whatever it is. So classification and tabulation of data means the raw data collected is to be represented properly for further calculations. The raw data is divided into different groups or classes and represented in form of table, isn't it? Next one. Now this is simple to understand. So we'll move fast on this now because tougher things are yet to come. Analysis of data. Whatever has been tabulated, the table which I have prepared, I'll analyze that. Analyze using different formulas and methods according to the purpose of the study and investigation. So what are the formulas? Various formulas. Suppose if I have to find the standard deviation, I'll be using the formula for standard deviation. If I have to find the mean formula, whatever it is. Interpretation of the data means after I get this analysis, I'll do the interpretation. In exam, remember, they might ask you the question to arrange in the sequence. Now, sequence will be what? First is collection, second is classification, third is analysis, and fourth is interpretation, right? So, sequence will be asked in the exam. Interpretation means what? Relevant conclusions are drawn after the data is thoroughly analyzed. Okay. Now, importance of statistics. Now, this is again an important part. See, this Bayesian theory is asked in the exam. They always, I don't know what love they do have for this Bayesian theory. They always ask you the meaning of Bayesian theory. So, by using Bayesian theory, the businessman can select the optimal decisions to directly evaluate the payoff for each alternative course of action. Means what? Means why is this statistics important? This is important because in business and economics, I have to take the optimal decision. Optimal decision means what? What do you mean by optimum word? Optimum means not too much, not too less. What is right? Right? Not too much, not too less. Both the things are bad. Too much of weight is also bad, too less of the weight is also bad. Too much of the salary is bad, too less of the salary is bad. We must have optimum solution. So similarly over here, the businessman can select optimal decision to directly evaluate the payoff of each alternative course of action. What do you mean by payoff? Payoff means result. What will be the ultimate result? Okay. So the payoff means the result of each alternative courses. What result means what? Both the things. Pros and cons, positives and negatives. Pros means positive. Always remember this. Pro means positive and negative means cons. Pros and cons, positive and negative. So everyone in this Bayesian decision theory, if it is asked, remember, the businessman can select the optimal decision, means right decisions, so that the businessman gets directly evaluates the result of every course of action that guy takes. Okay. Now it is used where? Importance of statistics everywhere. Business and economics, medical, weather forecast, stock market, bank, then what? Financial analysis, stock, then you call it anything, man. Even Narendra Modi uses this statistics, right? Because after all, everyone has to go for statistics only. Okay. What are the functions of statistics? Statistics present the facts in definite form. Definite means what? Your definite form means I'm getting some exact answer. Exact. Okay. Exact means if I'm getting some mean, so it means it's a single number. I can definitely rely on that. Statistics simplifies the complex data. Simplifies means what? If I do the tabulation and I keep separate tables that age is this much, then weight is this much. What do you mean by this? If I go on writing all these data over here, age and weight and all these things, what does it mean? It means simplification. I must be able to understand what is the total age, what is the average age, what is the average weight. It provides you the techniques for comparison between two or more elements. Statistics study the relationship between two or more variables, right? Relationship. This you'll get it further when you do the correlation and regression. Correlation, there you'll find all these things again. Remember, module A is the toughest. Keep it in mind. Module A is the toughest in complete ABM. Okay, because module A is having statistics. You'll have various topics. Means these statistics topics include, I'll just give you the sample over here. It is sampling distribution. Then means first is sampling distribution. Then again that theory, central and dispersion theories. Then you have correlation regression. Then you have time series. Then you have estimation. Then you have last one, that LPP, probability, and there is one more, simulation. So these are all the toughest topics in your complete CIB studies. So that's why never ever miss any class. I would again tell you, okay? And those who are watching on YouTube, kindly join the class ASAP, because I'll tell you, each and every book of yours is more than around what, 600 pages? Every book. So if it is more than 600 pages, it is not possible for you to study in 2 months. Okay. So that's why the important points which we mentors do take out are will give you the summary as such. Summary means the important focus. It helps in formulating policies, right? Policies means if I get the right data, I'll be able to give the better results. It helps in forecasting the outcomes. What can be the outcome? This you'll get it in estimation. Whenever we do this topic of estimation, you'll see these forecasting techniques. All these are there. Limitations and demerits of statistics. So what are the limitations? Now, first you understand this. Statistics does not deal with individuals. What do you mean by individuals? The feelings of that individuals. Feelings means statistics has nothing to do with feelings. Okay? Statistics is very simple. It says that either this or this, black or white, nothing in between. I'm feeling somewhat unconscious today. Nobody, there can't be anything which can be numbered over here. Either I'm feeling all right or I'm not feeling well. It's there are only two things. So that's what statistics deals with. It does not deal with individuals' feelings. Does not study with qualitative data. Qualitative means the same thing I told you, that feelings. It doesn't care about feelings. Statistics. Statistic gift results only on average. Average means here whatever I get the data. Statistics is based on only that data. Many a times in the elections you see elections. Many a times you might have seen. Okay. Topic wise, how many questions can be from module A? Yeah, definitely I'll do that. I'll give you all these questions also, not today, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, means whenever we go for these regular classes. Okay. So I'll give you topic wise questions which can be asked. Module wise, I'll give you the marks which are asked, because that is also important for you, isn't it? So statistics gives you the result only on an average. Now average means what? I'll tell you one important point over here. Um, Suppose you see the elections. Before the election, we have those exit polls, right? Many a times exit polls go wrong. Why do they go wrong? Because somebody, the one who has voted, wrong information to that exit poll, the one who is doing this exit poll. So that's why it is based on the data, and data can be wrong. So statistics result only on average. Now average can be of two types. Remember, simple average and weighted average. What is simple average? Let's see this. Here, if I'm having this age and weight, okay. Now if I want a simple average of this age, so how will I do this? Simple average of age, it will be age and weight, let's say. Okay. So simple average of age and weight will be like this. Age is 9 plus 10 plus 11 upon 3. Weight is 50 plus 55 plus 60 upon 3. Right. But if I want to do the weighted average, so weighted average will be what? What will I do? I'll multiply this 50 into 9 plus 55 into 10 plus 60 into 11 upon that age. 9 plus 10 plus 11 means this. So it is always what, even this x, if you consider this as x and y, it is always x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3, the whole upon x1 plus x2 plus x3. This is how the weighted average is found out. Weighted average has the maximum utilization in statistics. Simple average has very less use in statistics. Weighted average has very high use in statistics. Okay, because it gives the right weight to the right candidate. Okay. Definitions. What is the population? Population means what? It is the entire collection of observations, person, animal, plant, or things which is actually studied by the researcher, from which we may collect the data. Now, what do you mean by this? Let's keep it simple. All these definitions are okay. Collection of observations from which we collect the data. It means what? Suppose if I tell you tomorrow that do the survey of see this only. See, do the survey if we are studying the weight of all adult men in India. The population is the set of weights of all the men in India. So if I consider suppose if I tell you to do the survey of a city, let's say you want to do the survey of Pune. So I'll tell you, find the average salary of all the people living in Pune. So what is the population? Population means the entire population of Pune. Whoever I can get the data, whoever means is living in Pune, I'll have to get the salary of those. So that is known as population, from which my samples are selected. Now what do you mean by samples are selected? Sure. Suppose if this is Pune, complete Pune, so I won't be able to do the survey of entire each and every guy. I'll go to each and every home and ask you, what is the salary? Now a home number 2, home number 3, how big is Pune? I won't be able to do that. So what will I do? I'll do the survey of samples. I'll find out samples from various parts of Pune and then get the salaries and then find out the average salary of the samples, and then I will apply it to the population. Am I doing the survey of complete population? No, I'm doing the survey of samples, and that samples I'm applying it to the population, and this is your chapter number 2. Chapter number 2 is this only, sampling distribution. It means doing everything on the sample and applying it to the population. Okay, this chapter is very tough. This chapter you will get various definitions, various formulae to this. Okay, data can be classified into two types based on their characteristics. They are variates and attributes. Now data can be classified into two types. Remember, these are all exam questions. What do you mean by variates and what do you mean by attributes? A characteristic that varies from one individual to another and can be expressed in numerical terms is called as variate. An attribute means a characteristic that varies from one individual to another but cannot be expressed in numerical terms is called attributes. Means what? See here, variate means what? I can count it in numbers. What is the weight of each one? Weight. What is the height of each person? That is a variate because I can count it in numerical terms. Attribute means this is a good person. What do you mean by good? Do I say 60% good? Do I say 70% good? No. There is no numerical term to these abstract nouns. You remember in your school days you had this abstract noun, right? So this abstract noun means the same thing. Okay. So it means that a characteristic that varies from one individual to another but cannot be counted in numbers. That is known as attribute. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. You can now give 1,000 names. Once you understand it, you can definitely do it, right? Quantitative and numerical variables can further be classified as discrete and continuous. Now, again, these two words, discrete and continuous, means what? Discrete means what? Discrete means like this. Suppose if I take, let's say, five balls in my hand, or five, what? Any number, five chairs. Okay. If I take five chairs in my hand, so I can count them five separately. But if I tell you 1 kg of sugar, will you be able to count each grain? How many grains are there in that sugar? 1 kg of sugar. You won't be able to, because that is continuous. Continuous means which cannot be counted in numbers and which can't be counted one, two, three, four like this. That is continuous. Discrete means I can count it. Chairs, yes, human beings, right? These are all discrete. A variate which takes discrete or distinct value, or in other words, can be countable, can take only countable and very finite number of values, is called as discrete, right? Countable and finite. Number of members in the family, number of accidents, all these things. Now, once you understand the meaning, it's very easy to understand. You can definitely relate thousand examples, isn't it? What about this variate? Variate that can take only value within a range is called as continuous. See this range, it can't be counted 1, 2, 3, 4. It can take only range. Okay, so within a range is called as continuous variable. So like this, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100. Okay, so you can't have exact numbers over here. So that's why it's called as continuous. You'll be studying this in this chapter only, same chapter today, or I think so tomorrow, anywhere. Okay. So this is known as continuous variable, which can't be counted discretely, which can't be counted individually. A parameter is a numerical value or function of observations of the entire population being studied. Now, what do you mean by this? Understand this. These two terms you will always hamper you or harass you in your ABM. These two terms. Which are these two terms? The two terms are parameter and statistic. You'll always get a problem in these two. Always remember, parameter is for entire population and statistic is for only sample. Okay. So parameter is for entire population, statistic is for only sample. Means what? I'll give you more examples on this. Suppose I find a mean of entire population. Okay, let me give you some simple example over here. Suppose if I find in the city of Pune, let's say there are, let's say, 1 crore persons, 1 crore families. Okay, 1 crore families. Let's say I'm assuming it's not 1 crore. Pune is much bigger than 1 crore. Okay, or any city, Delhi, let's say. Okay, any for that matter. So if I'm having 1 crore families and I want to find the average salary of all these 1 crore families. So when I find the average salary of complete 1 crore families, means full population, I am finding the parameter. Got it? When I am finding the average salary of complete population, I am finding the parameter. But it's not possible for me because completely doing the survey of entire city is not possible. So what do? I take some samples. One in this means 10 samples from here, 10 from here, 10 from here, 10 from here, and then find the average salary. And when I do this, then I'll find the mean average of all these samples. And when I do find the average of the samples, it is called a statistic. So statistics relates to sample, parameter relates to population. How to remember this? Trick is very simple. P for P, S for S. It's that simple. P for P, S for S. So population will always be have parameter, statistic will always have sample. Okay. Now let me ask you one question. Everyone. Suppose if I find the median of a population, median of a population, what will it be called as? Statistic or parameter? Median of a population, it will be called as what? Statistic or parameter? Everyone. Median of a population, it will be called as, correct Ramesh? It will be called as others. What about others? Parameter, correct. Parameter, correct. Why? Because we are finding it for population. And similarly, vice versa. If I find a median for this sample, it will be called as the statistic. Okay. Who's saying statistics? Statistic is only for sample. Parameter is for population. Okay. Keep it very simple. A parameter is a numerical value or function of observations of the entire population being studied. A parameter is usually an unknown value that is fixed. Unknown means I'm finding the sample over here, there I'm finding the statistic and I'm applying it for the population. Population mean, population median, population standard deviation, all these are parameters. Collection of data. Now data can be collected in two ways. Just now we saw this, primary and secondary. Okay. Primary data means what? Primary data is the data which is collected directly or first time by the investigator or researcher from the respondents. First time. आपको क्या लगता है इस बार कौन जीतेगा? आपको क्या लगता है चंद्रयान जाएगा, टच करेगा, नहीं करेगा? All this is first time data. Whatever you get it from the first timers is actually the data, primary data. Primary data is collected using the following methods. Now what are the methods? See here, this is direct interview method. Direct interview means the same. Mike, हाँ आपको क्या लगता है? आपको क्या लगता है? That guy doesn't know anything. If you ask anything, I've seen many interviews like this in television interviews, right? What do we see? आपको क्या लगता है चंद्रयान जाएगा ऊपर, पहुंचेगा? अरे दैट गाय डजंट नो हाउ टू अर्न हिज डेली ब्रेड. उसको ये भी नहीं समझता कि व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन, राइट? चंद्रयान ही ओनली नो समथिंग हैज गॉन ऑन मून. एंड आपको क्या लगता है? देयर वाज अ वेरी फनी जोक आई सॉ यस्टरडे. Like Chandrayaan, we saw that it landed on moon. I asked 2-3 guys. This what we sent it what solar yesterday we sent one L1, right? So Aditya L1, we sent it Aditya L1. I asked one this primary data. I asked 2-3 guys. Okay, what will Aditya L1 do? Where will it go? So majority of the answers I got was it will land on the sun. It will land on the sun. I said what? Because they said Chandrayaan landed on the moon, so Aditya L1 will land on the sun. I said how come? That's the problem. Primary data is this problem. People don't know anything and speak anything, and that's we call it primary data. Aditya L1, if it goes on the sun, will it remain? It's that simple, isn't it? So this primary data has this problem. Means what are the types of respondents? Okay, if you ask anything to anybody, the answer will be vague, isn't it? Chalo, move on. So direct interview method. A face-to-face contact is made with the informants and the respondents, person from whom the information is to be obtained. Under this method of collecting the data, the interviewer asks them the questions pertaining to the survey and collects the desired information. So direct interview means directly, as I told you. आपको क्या लगता है, right? Okay. Okay, let me take the primary data from you guys. Okay, let me take the primary data from you guys. Okay. What do you think? आपको क्या लगता है कि what is this? Have you understood this class up till now? Half an hour? First half an hour, have you understood? Let's take this primary data only. Type yes if you have understood up till now. Yeah. Primary data. Have you understood the class up till now? In the YouTube section, those who are watching, okay, kindly type in the comment section. Right? Isn't it? Yeah. So this is primary data. Now if I use this data somewhere else, that will be called as secondary data. When I get it directly from you, it is called as primary. Okay. Yeah. Chalo. Next one. Direct interview method. A face-to-face done. Now next. Questionnaire method. Questionnaire means what? We'll have to we give the questionnaires to the various respondents. Questionnaires are survey instruments containing the short closed-ended questions and broad open-ended questions. Remember these two words. Short closed-ended and broad open-ended. These two are very important. Closed-ended questions are always yes, no, like the one which you get in your CIB exam or JIB exam. So these are all closed-ended. Open-ended means what? They have started now. From this May 23 exam, they have started open-ended questions. They are not giving you any options. Typically in BFM, they are not giving you any options. Okay. So these options are not there. It means it's an open-ended question. Open-ended means when somebody can write anything. Census versus sample survey. Census means what? Census is related to all individual units. What do you mean by this? Suppose if I do the survey of the complete Delhi, complete Delhi families, so that will be called as census. I am doing the survey of each and every element of the population. That is called as census. We have in India our census every 10 years we have it, but since long it has not happened. So census means doing the survey of each and every element of the population. And other sample survey means in survey data are collected only from sub part of the population, that is called a sample. See this over here. So it is collected only from samples, and then this data is applied to use to estimate the characteristic of the whole population. So we use sample to population in a survey, and in census we use entire this survey is done for the entire population. Secondary data. Secondary data are second-hand information, the data which have already been collected, processed from by some agency or persons and is collected for the second time, or is collected for the second time, is termed as secondary data. Means somebody has already taken this and then I use that data. So that is called as secondary. Secondary data may be collected from existing records, different published or unpublished sources like WHO, UNESCO, LIC, anyone. These are just the names. You can have your own data also. If you collect some data and give it to the bank, that becomes a secondary data for the bank, isn't it? So data has already been collected by somebody and then it is used by the third person. Classification and tabulation. The method of arranging data into homogeneous groups or classes according to some common characteristics present in the data is called as classification. Obviously, homogeneous groups and classes means what? Those who are having the marks above 50 and below 60 stand in one group. Those who are having the marks above 60 and below 70 stand in another group. So what are we doing? We are finding some common characteristics among those students which are between 60 to 70, which are between 70 to 80. This way, this is known as classification. The process of sorting letters in the post office, and the letters are classified according to the cities and further are arranged according to the pin codes, right? So letters are arranged as per the pin codes, and then now letters are not there. Who uses letter? I don't know, isn't it? Only sometimes we use it for speed post or something government communication. Only there we use it. Otherwise, we don't use any speed post. Not normal post is gone now, isn't it? So data is converted to information means what? See, this is arranged. Tabulation means what? Data is converted into information. Means I'm having the raw data of the complete city and I'm converting it into information like whose salary is between 20 to 30,000, whose salary is between 30 to 40,000. So these guys who are having in this range will have some common characteristics. So that is known as this finding the common characteristics and classification. There are four important bases of classification. One is qualitative, quantitative, geographical, and chronological or temporal basis. Now we'll study, not study, I'll just give you the important definitions over here because you don't have to study in detail over here. Okay, remember, for CAIB exam, remember you don't go in deep for any of these topics. Okay, just know the definitions and you'll clear your exam. If you go too deep, if you go too much thinking about qualitative base, what is qualitative base, you'll go mad. It's of no use, right? Your target is to clear the exam. That's it. Keep it very clear in your mind. Okay. So qualitative base. Here the data is classified according to some quality and attribute such as gender, religion, literacy, etc. Okay. So quality or gender means abstract noun. Basic qualitative base means always it's called as abstract noun, which can't be given in numbers. Okay. Quantitative base. Here the data is classified according to some quantitative characteristics like height, weight, income, marks, etc. Okay. Geographical base. Here the data is classified by geographical regions or locations like states, countries, etc. So now these are simple terms, right? 8th and 9th standard things are there. Not even 8, 9. This is 5th or 6th standard, right? Chronological or temporal base. This is important. This one is difficult. Huh? Understand this word typically. Chronology and temporal. Because this term you will be getting it again in time series. Here the data is classified, arranged by the time of occurrences such as years, months, weeks, days, etc. So this is known as chronology, or sometimes they call it historical also. See here, all the names are available over here. That's why I said this is important. Historical. Somebody might call it historical also. Historical. Okay. Historical, chronological, time series, all of them mean one and the same. As per the years means time. It can be year, week, months, whatever it is. Okay. Types of classification. We classify the observed data into single characteristic. It is known as one-way classification. So if we classify it as per the single characteristic means what? Like simple, whether the religion or whether height, let it be anything. Okay, it can be height also. Only one element is considered. So that is height. Weight, same thing. If we consider two characteristics at a time, okay, then time to classify the observed data, it is known as two-way classification. Means two things: height and weight. Height and weight. Okay. Population can be classified according to the religion and gender, or height and weight, whatever it is. I can have this income and expense. Two-way classification. I can have both, right? Over here, I can have only income. So when I am considering only one parameter, it is called as single characteristic. When I am considering two or more parameters, it is called as two-way, right? If we consider more than two characteristics at a time in order to classify the observed data, it is called as multi-way. See here, just now what did I say? Two-way was two. So I said two-way means multi-way means more than two. So here what will I consider? Height, weight, and then gender. So I'm considering three parameters, three or more. See here, it said that more than two. So it can be 1,000 also. So more than two characteristics at a time in order to classify the observed data, it is known as multi-way classification. Population can be classified as per religion, gender, and literacy. Okay. So this is module A typically. Okay, this chapter number 1, first part. Second part we'll be doing it tomorrow. So now before going, what I would suggest is here. Instead of here, we are having time now. So as I told you, we always do the revision. So we'll be doing some revision over here and then we'll stop. Okay. So let me start with the revision part, because today is the first day and we should always go for the revision. Hold on. Yeah, this is the PDF I was talking of, which I share with you guys when in the paid class. Okay. Yeah. So let's do the revision first. First chapter, definition of statistics, importance, limitations, and data collection, classification, and tabulation. So this PDF I'll be sharing it with you. Okay. One sec. Qualitative base. Here the data is classified according to some quality or attribute such as gender, religion, literacy, intelligence, etc. So qualitative means all the important definitions are given in this PDF. Quantitative base. Look at this. Quantitative base means here the data is classified according to some quantitative characteristics like height, weight, age, income, etc. Geographical base. Here the data is classified as per the geographical location, and chronological base means time series. Okay, so this is the basic important part which can be asked in the exam for from this first chapter, first part as such. Then second chapter we have sampling techniques. We will be doing it tomorrow. We won't be doing it right now. Okay, tomorrow I think so you'll be having some numericals also. Yeah, in tomorrow's lecture, some numericals might be there. Yes, from tomorrow. So everyone, those who have not joined the class up till now, kindly join the class ASAP. Okay, because remember the topics are not that easy. This okay, I'll just give you the flash of these topics. Number one is here. Let me go through this definitions. Okay, then number two comes the sampling techniques. Number three, number two is very big. Number three, central tendency, dispersion, skewness, kurtosis. This is the most difficult topic in your ABM. Most difficult, I would say. Even sampling technique is easier, but kurtosis and this central tendency is very difficult. Then fourth, you have after this, you get correlation and regression. So this is a bit easier. Easier means it is actually difficult, but the examples which we give, it makes it easier. Okay, so correlation and regression. See, this all PDF I'll be sharing it with you in the class. Okay, then fifth is time series. You'll be having this time series also. Time series is a bit easy. Once you understand correlation and regression and sampling techniques, time series becomes easier. Then after that, theory of probability. This is difficult topic. This is altogether different. Probability. Look at this. Probability. This is altogether different. It has nothing to do with your earlier studies, whatever you have studied. Sampling, correlation, nothing, nothing. It's totally different. Okay. From here you go to this estimation. Estimation, and then after that you go to LPP, linear programming. Okay, so this LPP is also nothing to do with your remaining studies in module A. Module A, all the related topics are, I'll give you, one is sampling, second is correlation, third is time series, estimation and simulation. These five topics are related to each other. Probability is not related to any of these. Yeah, some one or two numericals are related in probability to others, but only one or two numericals. Otherwise, probability is totally different. LPP is totally different. LPP has nothing to do with any of these topics. It stands its own. Okay, on its own. Okay, so that is the way LPP needs to be. LPP is very easy to understand. It's a scoring. Okay. I'll send you this PDF. From tomorrow, I'll be sharing all these PDFs also. Okay. This PDF is there. There are 2-3 PDFs which I'll be sharing, which are of the major importance. Okay. So because majority of the questions are asked from these PDFs only, theory part. Okay. Chalo, bye everyone. We'll stop over here today. Okay. From tomorrow again we'll be having the same chapter, but tomorrow we will be having numericals. So those who have not joined it, kindly join fast. Okay. Those who are watching on YouTube, let me show you how to join this, because many of you students are asking how to join the class. Let me show you that. Okay. See here, firstly you go to Adda 24/7. Okay. Let me show you. Let's go to Adda 24/7. Hold on. Yeah. See this, go to Adda 24/7. If you're having the app, I would always suggest you to go through the app. Okay, in the app, what happens? You get this coin systems, so you get 1% extra. Go to JIB and CIB. Go to CIB November 23. See, this is the batch we are talking of. Today we just started this Sankalp batch, September 4th. Click on this batch. Okay, you click on this batch and look at the fees. 80% off is going on. Guru 80 code already applied. Use it. 4799 is the fees. Means 23,999 reduces to 4799. Click on buy now. Guru 80 code already applied. Click on continue. Put the details. All the details put it. Click on payment and done. So join this batch ASAP. In fact, those who have joined the batch, you can join the Mahapacks also. In Mahapacks, you are getting multiple batches plus see the JIB CIB Mahapack. You can join the Mahapack. In Mahapacks, you are getting multiple batches plus you get ebooks, tests, okay, Plus you get your electives also in Mahapack. Plus you get this marathons, mini Maha marathons. Check these ebooks. See this ebooks. If you check, those who have joined the class, kindly you also check these ebooks, because you'll just keep it. Don't keep it. Read ebooks. Look at these ebooks. Click on these ebooks, and you'll get these all the ebooks over here. For those who have purchased, you'll be able to see those ebooks. For those who have not, there will be a lock sign over here. So once you join the class, you'll get all these ebooks, and you can click it on view it anytime. Ebooks also, tests also. See this test, online classes, videos. What all? What else do you want? That much is enough, man. 2 months are there just. So this much study is enough. Okay. Already everyone should join this course ASAP. Okay. Chalo, bye from my side. Yeah. Negative marking, nothing as of yet. They have not given any indication of negative marking of in this any of these CIB subjects as of now. Okay. Classes schedule is same 8 to 9 every day. Okay. So it will be continued in the same fashion. Okay. This Sunday class, I'll discuss it tomorrow. Okay. There's a class which I've kept it on Sunday. We'll discuss it tomorrow. Chalo, bye everyone. Everyone give the rating. Everyone, yes. Other subjects you can definitely get it, na? Dinesh, you can get it from others also. Other subject means I'll give you. Do you want the details of the means teachers or anything? I'll give you the numbers also. You can get the admin numbers and you can directly contact them. Tomorrow we'll discuss this, Dinesh. Okay, I'll give you all the details tomorrow also. Chalo, bye everyone.